Hey, are we having fun yet, or are we having bunches of fun? Excuse me. Regular cough, not a corona cough, I promise. Okay, so it looks like we've got about 15 people on or so. Oh, good. Thank you, Melissa. You can hear me good. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and get started with my message. I know that not all of you read your emails from the district, but we did send one out today, and it basically said that as of now, no district events can be in person. That means area contests, division contests, district conference. From now until June 1st, nothing can be in person. So we are quickly working behind the scenes to determine what a virtual contest is going to look like. Now, first I want to start out by saying thank you to Division D. The area contests this past Saturday were delightful. And you guys really sent us out with a bang, because that is going to be our last in-person contest this Toastmasters year. So I really have to applaud Area D1 Director Pamela Kennedy, Area D3 Director Robin Hall, Area D4 Director Ronnie Collins. They had a red carpet affair. It was an Oscars Academy Award theme, and many of us did show up in ball gowns and fancy dresses, and it really was an exciting, engaging, entertaining affair that we had. About 30 raffle prizes. They were selling 200 raffle tickets for $20, and many people walked away with jewelry and books, tons of alcohol, tons of wine, and the contestants were amazing. So my applause and my thanks to Division D for sending us out with a bang. Now I ask that we all send encouragement to Division E, Jean Williams and her area directors, as they are going to be the first to try out the virtual contest for their contest this upcoming Saturday. I don't have answers as to what that is going to look like, and as we hash that out, I will obviously communicate that to you as soon as I can. Jean Williams is going to meet with the trio tonight, and they are going to go through the parameters of what an online contest looks like. But I wanted to come on today and speak to you guys, especially those of you that are competing this weekend, because I really want everyone to be shown in their best light. I was fighting really hard for us to at least have the contestants come down to a location, and at least we can record them all looking the same. Well, not record, it can't be recorded, it has to be streamed live, but at least they would be all under the same conditions, and then the judging and timing and everything else could be virtual. But with Toastmasters International's mandate, and now with President Trump saying that you can't be in crowds of 10 or more, that made that impossible as well. So what I can tell you is that each contestant is going to be responsible for streaming themselves live, and it's likely going to be on the Zoom platform. So if you have props, if you have a lot of movement in your speech, if you need a wide space of staging, you're going to have to be responsible as the speaker for creating the atmosphere that you need to showcase your speech in the best light. For those of you who may not be too familiar with the online platform, I strongly encourage you to download the Zoom app and create a Zoom account for yourself. Any individual can use Zoom. You don't have to be a business or a corporation or a nonprofit. Any person can download Zoom and create an account. And if you use the basic account, it is free. And if you're just using it to record yourself, you can have unlimited amounts of time on that. You can even have unlimited amounts of time for a one-on-one meeting. So if you wanted to invite a friend into your Zoom room to watch you and see how it's translating on screen, you can do that on Zoom, and you don't have any time limits. Zoom allows you to record whatever you're presenting. So you can record yourself giving your speech, and I highly encourage anyone competing from now moving forward, especially those of you on Saturday, but some of you already know that you're headed to the division contest. Start recording yourself. Now, I have used a tripod. It's what I'm recording on right now. And I highly recommend that you use Zoom on your cell phone because it gives you a lot more portability than your iPad or your laptop, just because you can put a tripod anywhere and give yourself more space. When you stuck with the laptop, you have to prop it on books. You can't really attach it to a tripod or anything to hold it and angle it. So my recommendation would be to get the Zoom app on your phone and get a tripod. And most tripods today have an attachment that allow you to attach a cell phone to it. I've recorded mine. I can upload that after this video is done, just so that you can see what I'm talking about. But for those of you that are photographers, and you know the standard tripod with the little screw on the top, there's an attachment that's expandable, and you put your phone in there and screw that on the top, and it works just as if you had screwed in a camera. Then you can initiate the Zoom app and compete. Now, for your contest, I would recommend getting as tall a tripod as you can and practice both in landscape and portrait which way looks better for you. You definitely want to at least be shown from the waist up, but if you can set your camera back a little ways so that your full body can be shown, that will likely be a lot better for you, especially those of you that have gestures or props in your speech. You also may want to play around with the angle, because if you're in the landscape mode, putting your phone sideways, it will give you a lot more speaking area than what I have right now in the regular mode, as if you're holding your phone in your hand. But depending on your speech requirements, play with that. You want to make sure that you are heard clearly when you move the camera back 3 or 4 feet. I did it just a few moments ago. I had the camera maybe twice as far as what it is now, just to see how much of my body can be shown. And I felt like I did have to talk a bit louder just to make sure the sound was clear, but I didn't need an external microphone. If you do want to invest a little more, and I hate to tell people to buy anything to compete in this contest, but it may behoove you to also buy a Bluetooth microphone that you can attach to your phone, so that gives you the option to put your phone a little bit further away so that more of your speaking area can be shown and you can display your speech the way that it's meant to be shown. I know many of you in the past few weeks have had props, you've had portraits that were hung up, different things that you wanted shown during your speech, and I don't want you to lose that, and I don't want us to miss out on the full power of your speech. So I just wanted to give you options of what you might want to think about. If you don't already have those items, a tripod that has the capability to hold a cell phone, and a microphone, possibly Bluetooth if you can, that allows you to put your phone back further so that you have more of a speaking area and your full body is shown. Another thing that you want to think about is the lighting. Wherever you are going to give your speech from, you want to make sure that you are under a good amount of light, especially with the humorous contests where facial expressions may be so important to the moral of your story. We don't want to lose it because you're in shadows or you're in the darkness. Now, if you're at home or maybe you're in an office building and the lighting won't be so good, it might be beneficial to you to get an O-ring light, or just maybe even a $10 work lamp that you can clamp onto a desk and shine it towards yourself, just to make sure that when the time comes, you are shown and seen, and we could see your face, we could see your body, we can see your expressions, and you give yourself a wide enough lens so that we can see all of your speech. The mandate is that speeches have to be live. You cannot record it and submit it. You cannot have any redos. It has to be live, just as if we were in person. That being said, you also want to make sure that your Wi-Fi or your cell phone connection is very strong. When we are using technology can fail. As many of us who have shown up to give a speech and tried to use a PowerPoint and had that fail, or the projector wasn't working correctly, as you know, it may fail. So you may want to have a backup device, such as your cell phone is your first choice, but your laptop is standing by. If you do choose to use a laptop, say you have a big space, you can put your laptop on a table, stand back from it. It can grasp your sound fully. What I do when I'm using Zoom is I actually plug up an Ethernet cord, because Zoom takes a lot of bandwidth. A lot more people are using online meetings and online platforms now than ever before in light of where we are. You want to make sure that you don't freeze up or have any technical difficulties when it comes your time to speak. So if you do choose to use a laptop and you have the ability to hardwire that to your modem, I would strongly encourage you to do so. If you have Wi-Fi, make sure that your signal is strong, both for your laptop, your iPad, or your phone, whatever device you are going to use in that moment. And again, that is where practicing comes in. If I don't have my computer hardwired, I can use Zoom for about 15 minutes and it starts freezing up. I can watch a meeting for quite a while, but if I'm actually having to speak, for some reason it freezes up, it quits on me. I did that for several months until I finally got the idea, let me get an Ethernet cable. Again, that is something that can be picked up at a very reasonable cost. Best Buy, Walmart, more power to you if you walk into a store these days, but it's not mission impossible. And I think Amazon is still delivering these days, so you might even want to make yourself a little list and consider ordering things from Amazon. If you order it today, you should have it by Wednesday, and that still gives you Thursday and Friday to practice with your equipment. However, I would still be practicing with what you have. Just don't bank on getting an order in time. You want to be as prepared as you can. But if I were you and I were speaking on Saturday and I didn't have any equipment at this time, I would look for a tripod, a Bluetooth microphone, and if I were going to use a laptop, I would look for an Ethernet cable. Test out different locations. Your home, your office, maybe someone else has a home with great lighting. If you want to have somebody help you with props because there won't be a sergeant at arms in your house, do that, but just make sure when it comes time for you to go on stage that they are not shown in the background. And of course, you want to have integrity in the process. So please try not to use notes for your speech, and we're not doing table topics or evaluation contests, so we don't really have to worry about breakout rooms or anything like that. Now, for those of you who will be judging this weekend, I ask, and I'm sure you will get more instruction closer to Saturday when it comes time for you to judge, but if you're serving as a judge, I'm going to ask that you have a bit of grace, because this has been thrown on all of us at the last minute and everybody's setup is not going to be perfect. So the criteria for judging should remain relatively the same. The content, the gestures, the vocal variety, all of those things on your list, that's what you're primarily going to go by. Now, if the person is just in the pitch black dark, obviously you can't help but note that and make a little tick mark for that. But not everybody's quality is going to be the same. Not everybody is going to have the same amount of space available to create a stage. So we just ask that you have a little bit of grace for those that are competing, because this is going to be our first time doing an online contest. Everybody's nerves are going to be a little on edge. And I know our contestants are going to do the best they can, but this is just going to be a little more trying for some than others, just because not everybody is on the same level of tech savviness. Now, with that being said, and I'll bring this a little closer now because I felt like I've had to scream. Does anyone have any questions, comments? I'll be happy to stay on for a few moments, tell you what I do know. Again, what I don't know is what it's actually going to look like. I'm pretty sure that we're all leaning towards Zoom as a district. That gives you a little tidbit to go on. Download Zoom if you haven't already and start practicing with it. Other than that, I don't know what the contest is going to look like. I don't even know who the contestants and helpers are. So I wanted to just get this message out to everyone. If you have a contestant in your club and they are not watching this video right now, feel free to share it with them. After it's done, it will be shareable. And hopefully they can take some things away. And I know that there was a little bit of confusion earlier in the week, so I just want to go ahead and put this out there. If you have already competed in an area contest, you cannot compete in the same contest again this week. So, or in another division or what have you. So if you've already done humorous in one area, you can't do humorous on Saturday. If you've already done international in one area, you can't do international again on Saturday. You can only compete at the district level in one area and up. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Hi, Carol. Carol Campbell is on. Wonderful. Our club growth director. And yes, Carol, it was bunches of fun on Saturday. We didn't know it, but we were going out with the bang. So thank you once again to Division D and all your area directors. Kelvin Bell is on. He's the division director for D. It was a wonderful affair that we got to witness. And they squeaked right in because the mandate came down 9:40 Saturday night. So had that been Friday night, we wouldn't have had that contest either. That would have been quite a bit. All right. Oh, my friend Paul Thornton is watching. Oh, and then someone tried to call me. Sorry about that. Yes, I think I inspired Paul to join Toastmasters. So I would love to see him do a contest sometime soon. Does anyone have any questions or comments for me at this time? I don't think I see anyone on who is actually competing. Some of you that are on may be judges. So hopefully you heard that part about the judging. But I don't believe David Donovan is on. Hello, David. How are you? Hi, Chaz Perez. How are you? I don't see any actual questions. So if there are none, I'll let you guys go back to playing with your children or doing whatever you were doing. Hi, Susie Johnson. Susie's on. My jackpot sister. Jennifer Kiefer is on. Hello, how are you? Phyllis Wall did amazing this past weekend. She doesn't have to worry about contests for the next few weeks, I believe. So she's got some time to see how it all goes down, and then she can prepare. The beauty of having already competed in an area, and you just have to wait for your division to come through. Kristen is here, our program quality director. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope that these tidbits helped you. I really want our speakers to be shown in as good a light as possible. So I just wanted to come on. I think erring on the side of more information than less is a great way to go. So I just want you guys to have enough time to get out there and start practicing with whatever devices you plan to use. You may want to try all three: an iPhone, an iPad, a computer, or Android if you're one of those people. But a phone, a tablet, a computer, whatever you think might work. See which one gives you the best lighting. See which one gives you the best sound. If you need to get a Bluetooth microphone, I would suggest getting that sooner rather than later so that you can practice with whatever new equipment you purchase for the contest. If you don't already have a tripod, Amazon has those pretty cheap, and if you have Prime, you can get it in 2 days. Just know that when it comes time for contest, it is kind of a one-shot deal. We are streaming it live. You cannot submit a video recording, so it has to be streamed live. And I don't want your equipment to fail. I don't want your Wi-Fi signal to be weak. So I want you guys to practice with areas, with Wi-Fi set up, with Ethernet cables, whatever it is you think you're going to use on Saturday. Start perfecting it now so that all you have to do is get on the stage that you've prepared for yourself and give us the best speech and performance possible and not stress about technology. Love the quilted patches in the background. Thank you so much, Leslie. This is actually a full, I would say this is about a queen size. My mom made it for me right before she passed away. Her birthday is actually next week. She would have been 80 this week. Sorry, her birthday is actually on Wednesday. I was supposed to travel to Atlanta tomorrow to be with my family, and we were going to do a big celebration for what would have been her 80th birthday, but I think at this point I'm just going to stay put because we keep getting mandates from day to day. First it was no big crowds of 50 or more. Now it's no crowds of 10 or more, and by Thursday we could be quarantined for a month, and I don't want to be stuck in Atlanta. I love my family, but we're good with distance. So, but thank you. This is one of my mom's prize quilt. This is actually called the Underground Railroad. These patches were used in slavery times to direct slaves to freedom. And I do plan on doing a speech because so many people have asked me about the quilt. So thank you for mentioning that. I do love it. I just got it hung up about a week ago actually, and I've actually had it for a few years now. Margie, sorry the conference was canceled. Lots of things are canceled now. Yes, we ended up canceling our conference. That also was in the email that Steve sent out because Toastmasters International has asked us not to have any public district events through June 1st. So that means that our district contest is also going to be virtual. Now that's going to look a little different because we have to send those videos in to TI to see who qualifies for the semifinals and the quarterfinals and so on. So that will take a little more maneuvering, but thankfully we do still have 2 months to figure that piece of it out. However, from now until May, our last area contest and all 5 of our division contests, the contestants are largely going to be on their own to craft their stage, their background, their lighting, their sound, their video. So we want to get as much information out there as possible, give as many tips as we possibly can so that everybody can be on semi-equal footing. But yes, for those that had not read the email, and thank you, Margie, for stating that the conference has been canceled. I am sure that you will get more information in the coming days for those who had already paid a registration fee. Our treasurer, our finance manager, Rosemary Lato, I'm sure she's working on that behind the scenes to make sure that you guys get refunded in a timely manner. Yes. Thank you, Leslie. Okay. Any more comments or... Oh, thank you so much, Jerry. That's so sweet. Amazing speaker and very articulate. Thank you. I appreciate that. I've been working on it. I'm trying to get rid of my ums and so's, but I still hear them creep up every now and again. Any more comments at the moment? Thank you guys for watching. I see so many of you on. Please share it with your club members. Please share it with your contestants that are representing your clubs either this coming Saturday or in the division. Just want to make sure that everyone can have ample time to practice. And also for those of you that have club meetings, although it has not been mandated that club meetings need to be online, I know that many of you are moving them online. I did put up a video last night just on the very basics of how to use Zoom. You can feel free to view that, share that with your club members as well. And I know that there are a few clubs throughout the district that already have a Zoom Pro account, which allows you to have unlimited meetings. They've been willing to share. I ask that those of you that have an ample amount in your bank accounts for your club management. Zoom is $14.99 per month. If you are able to purchase a pro plan and then partner with some other clubs, 3 or 4 clubs can split the cost. So instead of $15 a month, maybe it's only $3 or $5 a month per club. And you guys all share the account and the password. That makes it very doable for everyone to have longer meetings without having to break for that 40-minute time limit on the basic account. So that's just some extra tidbits for you guys. I wish I had stock in Zoom because I'm sure at this point they're the one stock that's skyrocketing. Margie says, I'm supposed to compete in a dragon boat race the same day as the conference, but it will be canceled, I am sure. Okay, so you'll be able to tune in to our contest from the comfort of your home in your pajamas. Oh, and also for those of you who will be tuning in on Saturday, hopefully the host is able to mute everyone so that we don't have any background distractions. But if not, it's so important once you do come into that contest room virtually, please make sure that you're muted. I know that when we are in our home environment, a lot of times there are kids, there are animals, there's TV, there's cars going by. A lot of that background noise will be quite distracting to the speaker who is already going to be a little more on edge. So please make sure that your audio is muted. However, it would be nice if you are actually on video so that at least the speaker can see facial expressions, know that their jokes are landing, see the reaction that they're getting, because they won't have that energy in the room of having the in-person contest. So at least when the speaker has their screen in gallery view, they can see other people's facial expressions and reaction and have a bit of encouragement that way. So please mute your microphone, but if you can, have your video playing, and that will, I'm sure, be a great encouragement for our speakers. I don't see anyone else with questions or comments, so I'm going to let you guys go. Your trio is always here to answer your questions. That's Steve Goldstein, Kristen Baker, Carol Campbell. I'm your public relations manager, Nadia Gilks. I'm also available. I'll be working largely on the technical side of things, so certainly if you have issues with Zoom or you're trying to get Zoom started, please feel free to reach out to me throughout the week. I'm happy to log on and test out equipment with you just to make sure that your audio, your video sounds good. And again, I wish everyone competing this Saturday much luck. My heart goes out to you because this is such a huge change in such a short notice. But I know, being the Toastmasters and the very close-knit district that we are, that you have such a supportive District 115 family to support you, and you will do well and thrive. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching, and have an amazing week.